Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Lip and it's so nice to meet you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos, guys. Today's video is going to be dedicated to visa application. I've been making a couple of these videos to help students who are coming into the UK this year, and I decided to make one dedicated visa application video. Guys, before we go any further, let me get my glasses because the sun. Alright, so like I was saying earlier, today's video is dedicated to the visa application process. I'm going to be mentioning all the costs involved and the money details, like documents you need, everything. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and let's get right into the video. I'm invisible. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to the UK student visa application is make sure that you're starting as early as possible. That's why I'm trying to do this video way earlier than September, to start immediately as soon as you can. I made previous videos on things that you should be doing as soon as possible, and I mentioned some of these points that I'm going to be talking about in those previous videos, as well as other important points. So please do well to check out those videos after watching this one. But the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the documents that you need for the UK student visa application. And the first thing is your confirmation of acceptance letter from the university. This letter is a letter from the university to show that you've accepted that you've accepted the offer. So this is different from the offer letter that the university gave you. You know, after applying to the university, if you're successful, they'll give you an offer letter. But after this, sometimes the offer letter comes with certain conditions, such as paying a deposit. Maybe if you haven't submitted all your references, they might also ask you to submit your references. And to be able to get the CAS letter as well, some universities require you to produce your proof of finance to be able to pay the tuition and living expenses and all of that before they issue you this CAS. So you would have to request for this CAS. So if you don't know about that, reach out to university as soon as possible and find out what the requirements are for them to release you a CAS letter. So the first document you need is a CAS letter from university. Find out how you the requirements that have to be met for you to be able to get this CAS letter, and get it as soon as possible, because without it you cannot proceed on your visa application. The second document, which is quite obvious, is a passport, but I know it's quite obvious, but it can be missed sometimes. You need a current valid passport, and by valid passport I mean a passport that's valid for at least the next 6 months. And honestly, it's better to have one that's valid for more than a year, because the hassle of getting a passport after you've left the country, it's probably worse than getting a passport whilst you're still in the country. So if at this time you don't have a valid passport, please work on getting one quick quicker than quick. So you need your valid passport. It needs to have at least 2 empty pages in it, and then it should be valid for at least 6 months. Yeah. The next document you're going to need is a proof of English language proficiency. So as students coming from maybe Ghana or Nigeria, or a country where you studied in English, you don't need to write the IELTS or any other English test proficiency. You can get this document from your university. For me, for instance, I studied at KNUST, so the English department provided me a letter stating that I studied my undergraduate in English, and this is sufficient as proof of English language proficiency for your visa application. So you don't need to worry about writing any tests or anything of the sort. Just reach out to your former university and get a letter stating that you studied your undergraduate in English, and that should suffice. The next set of documents that you need are your bank statements, or if you are being sponsored by your parents, then you need your parents' bank statement. But if you're going to use a bank statement that is not your own, or that belongs to your parent or a family member or a guardian, you also need a letter from them stating that yes, they are willing to sponsor you. So and a proof of relationship, maybe a birth certificate with your mother's name on it, and your name to show, or your father's name to show that they are related to you in that way. But if they are your guardian, you need a legal document from the court, I think, stating that this person is your guardian. Like there has to be legal proof that this person is your guardian, and hence you can use. And then in addition to the proof that this person is your guardian, you also need a letter from the guardian stating that yes, they are willing to sponsor you. Then you can use their financial records or bank statements. If not, they could transfer the funds to your account, and then you submit your statement as the proof of finances. Now, with the proof of finances as well, the money that needs to be in your account needs to be the remainder of your tuition. If you haven't paid in full yet, the remainder of your tuition, and this will also be stated in your CAS letter, how much you are left to pay after paying the deposit. It will be stated in the CAS letter, so it has to be the exact same amount. And also your maintenance, like enough money for maintenance. Now the maintenance funds is supposed to be you're supposed to have enough money to take care of yourself for at least 9 months, so it can be more than that. And each month the cost is calculated as £1,023 if you are living outside of London. But if you are living in London, hold on, let me just confirm. But if you're studying in London, it's £1,334. But outside of London, it's £1,023 per month. So you need this money for at least 9 months. So multiply that by 9, and you should have that money as your maintenance, in addition to any balance of your tuition in your account as proof of finance that you'll be able to take care of yourself whilst living in the UK and studying in the UK. So this money as well should have been in your account for 28 consecutive days prior to your application for the visa. And these 28 days need to be within, like, the end of the 28 days should be within 31 days from your application of the visa. So it cannot be older than a month. Like your bank statements cannot be older than 1 month, and this money should have been there for at least 28 consecutive days. So if you need to start getting the funds, like start gathering it down, and then wait for it to mature after 28 days, and then you can use those documents to apply for your visa. I hope this is like as clear as possible, but in case you didn't get anything, just leave a comment in the comment section and I'm going to reply you. So that is it for financial documentations. But if you're also being sponsored by a company or the government, or you go a scholarship or anything like that, then you will need a letter from your sponsor, and your sponsor has to be like an official sponsor, right, with a letterhead and everything stating that yes, they'll be sponsoring you for your studies, and stating how much they are contributing to your studies and everything. In case it's not a full scholarship or anything like that, then you have to still show proof of funds for the rest of the money, like that is not being covered by your sponsor. So yeah, that's about it. I think that's for individuals. It's also different for if you're a couple or if you have kids and all of that. But I'm going to leave a link in the description box where you can read more. It's important that even after watching videos like this, you go back and read for yourself to be 100% certain of all the details that I'm going to be mentioning in this video. So I'm going to leave all important links in the description box so that you can also read and find out more information if you are interested. Another thing that you're going to need for your visa application are your educational documents. I'm talking about your degree certificates, your transcripts, and your transcripts as well. So for the visa application, you are going to need like your degree from your undergraduate. That is, if you are coming to study for a master's or a PhD, then you would need like your previous master's degrees, like all the educational documents that you use to apply for your program. You are going to need them as well to apply for your visa, and your transcripts as well. So you should already have these documents if you already got an admission, like if you already got an offer of admission. Those same educational documents that you use to apply for the school or for the program, you're also going to need them as well to apply for the visa. Alright, now the last and final documents I'm going to mention is the TB test certificate. Now, if you didn't know, to be able to apply for a study visa or for any visa that for a visa that is going to last for more than 6 months in the UK, you need to do a TB test and have a valid TB test certificate. I'm saying valid because this TB test certificate is only valid for 6 months prior to your visa application. So now it's like the best time to apply for your TB test. I already mentioned this in a previous video, but if you didn't know, I'm also going to leave the link to read more about the TB test application and quickly book an appointment, because these slots, they get filled up fast. The demand is quite high, and you can get like the dates can be really pushed back. So this is something that you want to get on top of now, because you need a valid TB test certificate before you can proceed with your visa application. So yeah, book your TB test and take that test and get the certificate to apply for your TB test certificates. I've already talked a lot about this in a previous video. I'm going to link all previous videos in the description box, and I also filmed my TB test experience in Ghana, so you can also watch that video and know what to expect. So basically that is like the documents that you're going to need for the visa application. And you need to make sure that you have all these anyway. You don't need to have all these documents like at once, because once you start the application, you can save it and continue later as you find out more. Now the visa application process is relatively simple, like you can do it by yourself, but if you are not sure of anything, please always ask someone before you submit the final application. Yeah, you can feel free to leave a comment in the comment section with any questions that you have, and I'll be willing to answer you. In a previous video I also mentioned about joining like groups and things like that for students who are also traveling. If you have any questions as well, you can ask in some of these pages, and there are always people who are willing to help you like almost immediately. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the cost involved in the actual visa application process. I think the first and important cost I'm going to mention is the cost of the TB test. To be able to do the TB test for an adult, it costs $130 in Ghana, and so that is the first major cost in relation to the visa application. And I think with this, you have to pay it in cash at the TB test center, or to the best of my knowledge, you have to pay it in cash at the TB test center. So the CD equivalency if you're in Ghana, or the Naira equivalency, or the equivalent value wherever you are. And yeah, so the TB test costs $130. Then the next cost is the visa application cost itself, and I think that is £363. So convert it to cedis. I'm not sure what the current conversion rate is. I think it's about 14 cedis. I'm not too sure to a pound. So the visa application itself costs £363, and this amount is non-refundable. Like if you get rejected or anything, that amount is gone unfortunately. But the next cost is the immigration health surcharge. Now this is the amount that is able to be refunded to you in case your visa is denied or rejected or something like that, and that is £703. pounds, and that is for your like immigration health surcharge. That's like your health insurance or something, so that when you come into the UK as a student, you are able to access healthcare for free. So that is £703. So in total, we will look at 703 and 360. Is it 708 or 703? I'll confirm and put the right value down there. In total, the visa and visa application, because what you're going to pay like online is going to be about 1,060 something pounds, almost 1,100. So you can prepare for that, and you also need an extra $130 for the TB test application. So financially, that's like everything that you need, and this is like aside the money that needs to be in your bank account when you are applying for the visa. So I hope this is like quite comprehensive enough. The visa application process, like I've said, is relatively simple. You can do it yourself. It's something that you can easily do yourself, or you can reach out to an agent if you feel you need an agent to help. The last thing I want to mention, guys, is that the processing time for the visa is 15 working days. So that is excluding bank holidays and weekend. You count 15 days, and usually plus or minus maybe 2 days, you can receive your visa. I got mine in exactly 15 days. So after 15 days, I received an email that my passport was ready to be picked up, and yeah. So that is the processing time. And finally, you're not going to get like a full visa for like the 1 year visa in your passport. What you're going to receive is an entry visa. So it gives you, I think, about 3 months within which you have to enter the UK within those 3 months. Other than that, it had expired. And then when you arrive in the UK, you pick up your biometric residence permit, which has like the full period of your stay in the UK. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. But yeah, I hope this video has been insightful. And if you have any questions or anything that I said was not very clear, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to like also share this video with people that you know who are coming to the UK to study this year. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.